Well, in general, when seeing everything that's happening in the world right now, a little known, but in its own way, gospel commandment comes to mind. Blessed are the snotty, for they shall be satisfied. This commandment, one could say, is also gospel-like. It does not specify when exactly the satisfaction will occur and what will be the symptoms of this satisfaction. But everything that Europe is currently demonstrating, all the pointless, fervent conferences, all the furious and pompous chatter about European unified forces, about pulling NATO under European banners, this is, as you can see for yourself, described in that very commandment, which I have announced to you. Even though it seems that Putin has already taken all the necessary and confident steps towards his grave, and yet the Kremlin Ripper is still alive, solely because the Russian maniac is dangerous to the entire planet with his nuclear weapons. But Europe apparently still holds on to some hope that the war is local, that Putin will gorge himself on blood, get punched in the face, and exhausted will hide under the log of his cave kingdom for a long time. Although everything already proves the opposite. He is already distributing nuclear weapons to his friends and accomplices, to outcasts and every deranged agronomist in Belarus. In theory, this should have long convinced everyone that the situation is much more serious than it seems, because the old Soviet nuclear arsenal is starting to spread uncontrollably around the world. We know who Putin's allies are, and we understand that the next atomic gift could be made, for example, to a cannibal, to the cannibals of Myanmar. While both intelligence agencies and the press investigators, here they are. Here's Bild, which seems quite authoritative. Bild already grimly, but quite realistically, I would say, points out that a Russian attack on Lithuania is possible as early as this fall. And as Bild writes, this could very well be our last peaceful summer. And the Washington Post writes that Putin has not given up and will not give up on the idea of completely capturing Ukraine. And even if he agrees to some sham ceasefires, he only uses them for war and rearmament. But Trump, for unclear reasons so far, ignores the most obvious reality, even the one presented to him on a silver platter by the impeccable, never-failing US intelligence. Because right now, for a person from the West, someone raised in and by freedom, it takes a lot of effort not to see Putin as a maniac and a murderer, driven only by his illness and dangerous to the entire world. But Trump still manages to see him as a Moscow friend, Volga, and the peculiarity in one of Trump's special representative, Mr. Witkoff. One piece of evidence for this, but it is already clear in principle that millions of words will be spoken, dozens of different negotiation plays about air non-aggression, sea non-aggression will be acted out. But it is already clear that all these diplomatic, frictions will not lead to an orgasm of the parties involved. And as a result of all these frictions, the world will not be conceived. It will not be.